Trigger warning. Today I'm going to talk about eating disorders and disordered eating. If you need help with this, please make sure you seek a professional, or if you want to talk to me about your eating struggles, you can book a free one-on-one call on the link in my profile.
Welcome to the What's Eating You podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Giorgio, and I'm a clinical psychologist.
Welcome back to the What's Eating You podcast. It is August 25th. My goodness, how did we get to this point in the year? I've had a very interesting month, and I might share a little bit about it before I get into today's episode. But one of the goals I had for this month, just a random challenge I set for myself, is going live on TikTok every single day. And we are successfully 13 days in. I started on the 7th of August. I think that's 13 days. And it's been awesome. Every weekday, so Monday to Friday, I'm giving myself the weekends off. And I just want to say a big thank you. If you've been someone who has heard of my podcast through TikTok, if you've engaged, if you've liked my content, I really want to say I appreciate you and thank you, because this gets the content out to more people. It reassures and validates what I'm doing, because I've taken a massive leap in the structure and way I do things. And this is exactly what I asked for, and it's scary. So one of the things I asked for, I put out there, was that I wanted to really significantly minimize my one-on-one appointments. So I don't do therapy anymore, very limited, just old clients I've been working with for a very long time, because I want to really take this content thing seriously. I enjoy making content. I like making videos. I love being in front of the camera, if you haven't noticed already. And that's what I asked for. I said, please just give me the space and time in my diary to take this content thing seriously. And now it's happened. I'm freaking out. I am freaking out because I've got the time and the space and the energy to really commit to this. So this is what I'm doing. I'm committing to TikTok lives every single day. I'm committing to the podcast, filming at least 3 episodes a week. So if you do listen to this podcast, let me know. Leave a rating, leave a review, and share it and like it, because, it does take effort and time to get this all set up. I've got my professional camera now and it's on YouTube. So even if you could just show in a really small way that you enjoy this and you get something out of it, I'll be forever grateful. End of the rant. Let's get on to today's episode. That wasn't a rant, actually. That was a nice soliloquy of words. So I take that back. Today's episode was inspired by my food freedom program and a challenge that many ladies face, which I want to address. Now, this is for anyone who struggles with a restrictive type of eating disorder. A restrictive type of eating disorder is one where you're scared. You're scared to eat too many calories. You're scared of weight gain. You're scared of this idea of not being in control, which is actually a paradox and not true, because if you had full control, you could choose not to manage and weigh your food and eat whatever you want. That's what real control is. So I'm going to talk about 2 mistakes that people make that really puts a wedge in between healing from an eating disorder and disordered eating. And I'm going to teach you how to overcome it. So getting into it directly, this came because a lady was still experiencing a lot of food noise. And she's been working with me for a period of time now. She's done so amazing. She's come so far with her food structure, with her health, with her energy. And one of the residual things that she keeps reporting is, I'm thinking about food a lot. And I asked for more detail because there's 2 things. 2 things lead to food noise or thinking about food a lot. 1, you are not eating enough. And I don't care whether you think you're eating enough, whether you think, I didn't need that chocolate, I didn't need those carbohydrates, because you don't know what you need and you don't know what your body requires, which is what got you in this position in the first place. Not your fault. It's diet culture. And when you don't eat enough, That leads to preoccupation about food. When you're hungry, you are going to continually think about food because your brain is trying to save you. Your brain is like knocking on the door saying, feed me, feed me. I can't survive. I can't go on like this. Please tell me what the issue is. And it'll be so smart. Your brain is so smart. It'll continually think about food because it's trying to give you warning signs to get your needs met. And that's the first thing. So if you have constant food modes, if you're thinking about food, you are not eating enough. And the biggest rebuttal I get from this is, yeah, but Steph, I am eating enough. I feel like I'm eating enough. I'm eating enough for what my body needs. So maybe you're weighing your foods, you're following a calorie count, you're eating regularly, but how do you actually know? How do you know what your body truly needs? If you've been weighing your food for so long, if you've been eating the same small portions for so long, how do you know what your body needs? Because guess what? Your body will tell you what it needs. And if you're constantly thinking about food, it is telling you it needs more food. You are not listening. You are choosing not to listen to your body. And this is usually driven by a fear of weight gain. But here's the truth. When you don't listen to your body, when you're not eating enough, your body's going to slow down. Your metabolism slows down because it's trying to conserve the energy. It will become tired, fatigued. You'll start to crave sweets. You'll think about sweets more and more because your body just wants energy and sustenance. Now, the second thing is if you are constantly thinking about food, so number one, we know is you are not eating enough for what you need. And number two is you're not eating what you really want. So, for example, you continually think about food because you're not allowing yourself to have the chocolate muffin. You're not allowing yourself to have the donuts that Susan brought into the office. You're not allowing yourself to have a full fat pizza from Domino's or wherever it might be. You have some sort of restriction, whether it's portion restriction, whether it's ingredient restriction, whether it's health restriction, must be gluten, dairy, refined, sugar free, whether it's you must only eat this on the weekend. Remember, restriction can look different and come up in so many various types and forms. It's not just the amount. It can be when you eat certain food. I shouldn't eat this at dark time, at nighttime. Where you eat the certain foods. Oh, I should never eat this in front of my husband or in front of other people. That's restriction. Oh, I should only eat this on the weekend. Time restriction. I should only have two. If I'm eating pizza, I should only have two slices of pizza. There are so many types of restriction. And if you have any of these types, not eating what you want, when you want, with who you want, time of the day, how much you want, you are going to constantly think about food.
Do you eat a large amount of food in a short period of time and feel a loss of control? Maybe you make yourself sick after you binge eat. If this is you, you're not alone. I'm a clinical psychologist who went through a 9-year eating disorder, and I know how to get to the other side of food freedom. If you're ready to ditch the dieting mentality, discover food freedom, and find confidence in yourself and your body, click the free eating evaluation call. The link is below.
Now, this is the difficult conversation you and I need to have. You know this, and I know you know this because you've either been listening to this podcast, you've read my book, you've listened to me online, and I've said this time and time again. You know this. So the serious conversation you and I need to have is what is stopping you from doing it? So address number one first. What is stopping you eating enough so you are not constantly hungry? For many, it's I want to lose weight. Okay, we need to remember while we're fixing your relationship with food, weight loss is not a goal. Okay. And also, maintaining or not wanting to put weight on, that's not a goal either. So that's that addressed. Number 2, I don't like the feeling of being full because you don't allow yourself to feel full. I'll give you an example. If you wanted to take up a new hobby or a new sport, there are going to be parts of it you don't like. Oh, I don't like it when I get out of the surf and I'm really cold. Okay, but that's part of it and that's going to take getting used to. So if you don't like the feeling of being full, you got to move through that, because feeling full is normal, it's healthy, and it's part of recovery. It's like someone saying, oh, I don't want to go to the gym because I don't want to feel sore. That feeling sore, it's uncomfortable, but it's a part of growth. Same with an eating disorder. Feeling full, it might be uncomfortable, but it's a sign of growth. And feeling full, it doesn't mean you're bloated. It doesn't mean you're fat. It doesn't mean you're gaining weight. The fact that you don't like feeling full shows us that there's a problem here, that you are never full. So when you do feel full, it feels foreign and it feels uncomfortable for you. And that's not okay. So you need to eat to the point of feeling full and sit with that discomfort and be like, I'm feeling full. Ooh, this is what it feels like. Be curious instead of critical, and tell yourself, this will pass. This feeling is going to go away. It's not going to be forever. Be reassuring to yourself. I promise you, within half an hour to an hour, the feeling of fullness is going to go. But you have to experience this, because the more you experience feeling full, the less it becomes a scary feeling, because we're used to it, right? So think of anything difficult you've done in your life. Of course, it would have been really scary and uncomfortable, but the more times you do it, the more comfortable you get. Maybe you started a new job, or maybe you started a new hobby. So, number 1, if you aren't eating when you are hungry, you have to sit with the feelings of being full. You have to listen to your body. Stop trying to ignore hunger, because guess what? It's going to knock louder at your door. The only way to shut hunger up is to eat. If you're having chewing gum, if you're having coffee, if you're drinking pickle juice, I don't know, it's not going to work, because hunger is healthy and hunger is your brain screaming for your attention. Number 2, the next thing you need to change is not allowing yourself to eat what you really want to eat, when you want to eat it, how you want to eat it, how much you want to eat it. Remember, restriction has many different colors. It's very varied. So an example was, this particular person was opening their fridge, seeing the chocolate, seeing the donuts, shutting their fridge again, thinking about it, opening the fridge, seeing the donuts, shutting the fridge. That's not going to solve it. You need to eat the donuts. You need to eat what you are craving. But Steph, then I won't be able to stop. That might happen. But what if that needs to happen in order to get you to the other side? Think about how many tennis matches professional tennis players need to lose or feel like they're losing in order to win. It's the same. It's a skill. And it's a skill that gets better with practice. But if you are never practicing eating foods that you're not giving yourself permission to eat, you're never going to get better at it. And yes, when you initially have these foods, you may go on what I call a food honeymoon, but over time, you get desensitized to it. I'm telling you, girl, if you're going to have donuts for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 7 days of the week, by the end of the week, you're going to be like, no more donuts. You get desensitized to what you do often. But because you're never allowing yourself to have these foods, you're never going to be able to desensitize yourself to them. So in the initial stages of overcoming an eating disorder, have the donuts, Have what you're actually feeling. But here's the caveat. You need to have it without your little rules in place. Okay, I'll have it, but then I'm going to go to the gym. Okay, I'll have it, but on Sunday because that's my day to have a donut. Okay, I'll have it, but it has to be at nighttime when no one's home. No, no, no. You need to have the food in normal human circumstances. Have it at work. Have it during the day when other humans are around. Have the food on a Monday. Rule. Have the donuts on a Monday. Okay? Because restriction is also when you eat the food, and if you're putting any rules around food exposure, that's still an issue. Now, until you really address these two things, and I really mean really lean and go all in, you will always have food noise. And someone asked me the other day on a call, she said, yeah, but do people really overcome it? The question is, are you willing to do what it takes to really overcome it? And sometimes I need to have these serious conversations, and I'm having a serious conversation with you. If you are not prepared to do the work, are you prepared to deal with the consequences? Are you prepared to stuff up your hormones? Because irregular eating and all that can lead to hormonal issues. Are you prepared to stuff up your gut? Are you prepared to not be fully present with your kids because you're just thinking about food? Are you prepared to potentially not have a family? Because if your body doesn't feel safe, if you're not eating enough nutrients, it can be really challenging to conceive. Are you willing to lose your hair? Are you willing to feel like crap all the time? Are you willing to have a lower level of relationship satisfaction? Are you willing to perform less well at work? Are you willing to live a life with all these consequences because you're not willing to feel full? Because you're not willing to try different foods? Both suck. Both are uncomfortable, but the difference is one is a lifetime of discomfort, one is an hour, half an hour out of your day of discomfort for a lifetime of life and well-being. And then the thing that holds this together, the glue, is reframing and changing your beliefs. But if I eat that, I'm going to gain weight. There are people in the world who eat chocolate and donuts that don't gain weight. Do you know some of those people? Yet there's those people that eat clean all the time who are in larger bodies. It doesn't math up. You can be healthy and wealthy by not doing the things that you think you need to do. And it comes down to your definition of health. It comes down to your goals and what you want for your life. Now, I'm not being mean today. I'm just being direct because I know you need to hear it. I needed to hear this. And most of these podcast episodes I do is for my younger self and what I wish I knew. If you found this episode helpful, please let me know by sharing, liking, leaving a rating or a review or a comment. And if you listen to this today and you're like, damn, was she talking to me? I am talking to you. So I want you to consider booking a one-on-one free food freedom call with me. We'll go through your challenges, your struggles, your goals, and what food freedom looks like for you. And whether it's a good fit, we can talk about whether the food freedom program might be suitable for you at this time. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Did you know by taking 2 seconds to leave a rating or a review, you help me get the podcast out to more listeners just like you who could really benefit from the information? I appreciate all your support and thank you for tuning in.